What's my least favourite and most favourite thing about Anna? Hello folks and welcome to today's vlog.
Welcome to today's vlog.
As you can see, Andy's just sat next to me doing his correspondence on his laptop. I don't know if you've seen him sat there on his laptop before, but he's laptopping away whilst watching QI. I don't actually know what he's doing on the laptop, but for the last hour or so, certainly since as soon as it hit 6 o'clock this evening, for the last hour or so, he's been asking for something on his channel through Andy's eyes. But we don't know what it is that he's been asking for, because everything that he's recorded is already on there. And usually when he asks about through Andy's eyes, it's because he's waiting for a video to be released. But everything that could have been released has already been released. So we think he wants to film something. He started talking about his laptop. So we've got him his laptop out. He's on the CBeebies website on his laptop whilst watching QI, but he isn't using his camera. So it doesn't seem to be that he was looking to film something either. So I'm still not entirely sure what he wanted to do on his channel. But whatever it is, the combination of the QI klaxon and the CBeebies website seems to have chilled him out sufficiently anyway, so he's not worrying about it anymore. But he was getting quite repetitive and bothered by it with his requests for through Andy's eyes. The reason we're starting the vlog so late in the day, there are a couple of reasons, but the main reason is microphone issues. The eagle-eared amongst you have noticed over the... I'm sorry for the klaxon noise, there's nothing I can do about it. The eagle-eared amongst you would have been noticing over the last week or so a slow degradation of the audio quality on these vlogs. You wouldn't believe it's better today with that. It's picking the klaxon up brilliantly. Anna's trying to work on an essay as well while I'm vlogging and Andy's running a klaxon over and over again. This is perfect work conditions for Anna. Remember, you have a desk in our bedroom now you can go and work on. You've got a laptop. What was I saying? Yes, microphone. The vlog we did from the firework fiesta at the weekend, actually, only about half of the footage I took was actually usable, which is why it was quite a short... I think it actually made quite a good video, because it chopped out some of the fluff that might have been in there ordinarily. But a lot of the stuff where I was talking to camera I just couldn't use, because it was so staticky, so crackly, and it's been getting gradually worse and worse. So I ordered a new microphone, which is now plugged into the camera now, and Dave... New microphone, they can hear you much more clearly. What have you even got? Dave's eating a Pokemon. What Pokemon is that, Anna? I think that's a Totodile. Is that a Totodile? Am I right? Is that my Pokemon knowledge? But Dave's eating a Pokemon. Andy's watching QI. And I'm sat here gone 7 o'clock in the evening while Anna's trying to work. I haven't really got a vlog because the stuff that I tried to record earlier in the day was on the dodgy microphone, and listening to it back, it's just utterly unusable. So the Amazon deliveries around here don't arrive until tea time, hence not having the new shiny microphone in time. So as ever in these circumstances, I have resorted to every YouTuber's friend in these situations, the Q&A. I've taken to Twitter. If you don't already follow me on Twitter, this is why you should. Because when I put out tweets for emergency Q&As, you can get in there and ask the questions. And if I don't answer your question over the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, it'll purely be because you didn't see my tweet early enough, because it's currently 19 minutes past 7 as I'm saying this. I tweeted this at 10 past 7. So if you weren't in the first 9 minutes or so, chances are your question won't be answered. But we're going to have a scan through these. I'm doing these completely blind. Usually I have a look through first, but we're going to, as ever, try and just pick out questions that I've not already answered previously. So there's currently 8 replies. No, 10 replies. So let's see how many of these are actually usable, answerable questions. I've seen Andy wear, this is from Harry, I've seen Andy wear a Peterborough United shirt in some of the vlogs and was wondering if you ever take him to a game. I haven't ever taken him to a game. That's not to say I wouldn't ever take him to a game, but he's never shown any interest in football when it's been on TV. He doesn't sit and watch it. He'll occasionally have a glance over at me playing Football Manager on my laptop, but actual football on TV he's not that interested in, and I don't think he could sit in a football ground for like 2.5 hours the waiting before the match would ruin him, and actually having to sit still with his legs in front of him without anywhere to charge his stuff for a couple of hours in the cold, I don't really think it would appeal to him. Maybe one day, if he starts to show an interest in football, then absolutely. But I think I'd probably want him to go, similar to how we're going on holiday, we've gone through staying in a hotel, we then want to take him on a plane, and then the final step is take him on holiday. On a smaller scale, we're going to the football. For me to take him to a posh match, because I'm fussy, I would want to be able to sit and watch the match. For me to be able to take him to a posh match, I'd want him to sit and watch an entire match on TV first. And I'd also want him to be able to go to the cinema and sit through a movie in the cinema, because that's a similar having to sit still, having to be quiet experience. And at the moment, he wouldn't enjoy doing either of those things, so I don't think he'd get any benefit out of going to a football match. Callum says, who is Shortstay and is he related to me or Anna? Shortstay is Anna's brother, Anna's little brother. I don't know if she can hear me. How much younger than Shortstay than you is Shortstay? 4 years younger than Anna. So Anna is in her early 40s. So she is listening. Anna's 33. So Shortstay 29. I thought he was 30. Anna doesn't know. Shortstay was born in 1989. There you go. So he's 29, and he's Anna's brother. Daniel says, will I be doing a series with Football Manager Mobile this year at Christmas? No, I won't, because Anna's not allowing it either. That whole Christmas tree thing last year was a nightmare. That took over our lives for a couple of weeks. Everywhere we went, we had to go and find a Christmas tree so I could record a video. In the cold. It was a total disaster. I will not be bringing that back, because quite apart from anything else, my Create a Club series with Home FC, that's going to be starting in December anyway. You finished for your laptop?
Oh, you're not, no, you go working. Oh, you're not scared getting that because it's broken.
Do you want me to get it working?
No.
Whatever he was trying to do on here didn't
Saturday,
work, I guess.
On Tuesday.
Squiggling letters? Does that mean something to you?
On Tuesday.
Yes.
Anna knows what he's after, so... That was actually quite a good stopping using the computer experience for Andy. He used to have, before he had his laptop, before he had his iPad years ago, he used to have this small laptop, and he'd sit and use it for however long he was using it for, like 20 minutes, half an hour, and then there'd just be a moment where he'd just... Okay, off you go then. He's going to go and... because Anna's using his laptop, he doesn't want to be in the room while she's fixing it, so he's going to go and hide upstairs. But he used to just be sat there completely innocently using his laptop, and then we'd just hear him burst into tears, slam the laptop shut, turn it over, rip the battery out, throw the battery, and throw the laptop in a different direction. Anna's laughing her head off because she remembers it distinctly. But it would be without fail, if he used his laptop, that's how the session would end. It might be 3 minutes, it might be 3 hours, but it would never end with him calmly shutting the computer down. It would always be, it's upset him, he's in tears. She is laughing at... Am I allowed to put you on camera? She's in uni work clothes, so she doesn't want to be on camera, but
it's just funny.
yeah, it was... The first time I witnessed it, the first time I witnessed it, I had no idea what was going on, because there was just a laptop battery flying over across my eyes, where he'd literally just thrown it across the room. But luckily, his laptop was very durable and survived it. And yeah, that time.
The keyboard didn't.
No, the keyboard.
He picked that.
Oh yeah, by the end of the life of this laptop, he'd have the laptop with a separate plug-in USB keyboard on top, because he'd pulled all the keys off the keyboard. He absolutely ruined that laptop. So the fact that all he's done there is just shut the lid and try and put it on the floor, that's huge progress. We'll then, once Anna's done with it, he'll either go back on it because she'll have fixed what he wants to do, or we'll shut it down ourselves so it doesn't get completely broken. But yeah, Andy and laptops, they have history, which is why he much prefers the iPad, because it's much more user-friendly, and he knows if he throws it, he ain't getting it back for a week, because it will need repairing. Dave's tearing apart an old shoe.
I think it's old.
It better be old. It's my Superman Converse, tearing it apart. Joel says, is there anything in particular that Andy wants for Christmas this year? Anna and Andy had that conversation last night, actually, and he thinks we're made of money, apparently, because he wants a new camera and a new clamshell 2DS.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's the clamshell one, isn't it? It's the 2DX XL, but the one that opens and closes rather than the flat tablet one like he's got now. So new camera and new 2DS, which, I mean... we need to have a word with him. Right, Andy, pick one. You can have a 2DS or a camera, because they're both quite expensive things. Max says, does Andy practice fire drills at school, and how does he or would he react? I don't know that they do. We've never been... They do. Anna's saying they do. I've never been told that they do, but sounds like they do. I think he'd be fine with it, especially if it's something they've practiced before. He'll very quickly learn to associate that noise with going and standing outside on the playground. I imagine that's something
It's
that
not
he'd...
as loud.
Yeah, I imagine a fire drill, because it's so routine and regimented, he'd get on with just fine. Thomas wants to know, what's my least favourite and most favourite thing about Anna? Anna needs to leave the room for this and then never watch this video. I can't answer that with her in the room. And ask me that on you now at some point.
Answer it now.
What? I can't answer that with you in the room.
Say.
Least favourite thing about her. Favourite thing about her is that she's a massive nerd and encourages my nerdiness. So because she's a gamer, because she's the one who first brought toys into the house.
Liar.
So that is true.
You already had Master Chief.
I had one Master Chief Halo action figure and a Gears of War. They weren't allowed. They weren't out. They were away. But Anna came in and brought toys with her, and they were toys that went on display. And I thought, wow, we can have toys on display. And I took that ball and I ran with it, and now there's toys everywhere. So favourite thing is the fact she's just a complete nerd. Least favourite thing is she has a very, very short temper. You might have noticed it.
What, Kevin?
What? She has the tendency to go off the handle irrationally sometimes. Here's Exhibit A.
You're gonna get so...
Thomas also wants to know, if I had £1 million, what would be the first thing I'd spend it on? Paying off my credit card bill would probably be the first thing I'd spend it on. Actual things, I think if we had £1 million, we're not really... I don't know, £1 million isn't really enough to go and buy like a house in London or something, which would be what I'd want if I had unlimited money. If I won 100 million on the lottery, we'd go and buy a house in London as first thing. £1 million, I think, I don't know, we'd probably be relatively sensible with it.
Can you shout him down?
Andy!
I don't know exactly what he wants.
Andy! So I imagine the very first thing I'd buy, bearing in mind my phone is on its last legs, I'd probably just buy a new iPhone, which is really tame if you've got £1 million, but that would be the very first thing I'd do, and then I'd figure out ways to spend the rest of it. The one I want's £1,500. Ree wants to know, what's my favourite game that isn't Football Manager? Whatever, or currently? Ever, probably Bioshock or Skyrim. Currently, I'm loving Diablo 3 on the Nintendo Switch. It's awesome. Molly wants to know, do the girls and Andy have a brother-sister relationship, and have they always got on? Yeah, I think they've always got on, haven't they?
Yeah, but they don't.
It depends what you class as a brother-sister relationship. They have a relationship similar to the one I have with my brother, in that they both exist in the same universe and occasionally are in the same place. That's what... But I mean, we're not like, I don't speak to my brother unless we happen to be in the... It's not like I'm not texting my brother every day to ask him how he is and find out what's going on in his life. And he doesn't do that to me, and we'll see each other every couple of weeks when we go to my dad's house, and we'll be aware that the other one's in the room, and we'll occasionally pass comment to each other. But we don't... Have you ever seen me and my brother have a conversation? Exactly. So, yeah, they've got the relationship with Andy just like that, because Andy's like me. And that's the best you can hope for with someone like me or Andy. Anna's just sighing in the background. That is the end of the current set of questions. I'm sure there were more that came in because I've got vibrations happening all the time, but I think that's more than enough Q&A for one video. Have you managed to figure out what he's trying to do?
Down.
Andy! We will try.
Come here.
Andy, come here! Don't know why she can't just shout from there. She's the one from the hood.
Andrew, come here!
There it is.
Andy!
Like Roadrunner. I think he's just having fun. Should we just leave him to
No,
it?
because I wonder what he wants. Or he'll bug me.
See what I mean about the temper. Dave's trying to drink out of my Football Manager mug.
Right, what do you want on here? So not sorry. And then Harry squeak.
Right, what do you want on the laptop, little man? What do you want?
This is kind of the cycle we've been going around for the last hour and a half.
Okay, what do you want?
Yeah, we'll watch through Andy's eyes.
Okay, yeah, but what do you want to watch on Andy's
Get
eyes?
winning letters again.
Winning letters. And
Yeah.
what's that on?
Here. That one.
So you want to film something? Is that what you want to film?
That one.
You want squiggles?
Yeah.
But you see, it says it's better. I don't think it only works on your iPad, I think. It might work.
It's broken.
It's only on iPad, little man.
It's broken
It's
now.
not broken, but you can only play it on
Why
your
don't you watch
iPad.
QI on the laptop and
Okay,
play that on the iPad?
Have iPads.
Yeah, you can play it on your iPad.
Yeah.
It says this game does not support on your device because it's got an iPad next to it.
He's on the CBeebies website on his iPad now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we figure out what this is and there'll be a video appear on Andy's channel shortly after this one. Is that the thing? Is that the right one?
Yes. Excellent. Correct.
It's been an hour and a half of asking and it was right there in front of him all the time.
No, he knew it was. He just wanted it on there.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's only on iPad. Are you going to film it on there then?
Yeah. With Andy's eyes.
And then I'll put it on through Andy's eyes for you.
Yeah.
Happy now?
Good. Let's do this.
Splendid. Well, now we've got to the bottom of that mystery.
Happy?
We will leave things there.
Oh, you're happy?
Are you happy,
boy.
Andy? If you have enjoyed today's vlog, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for more daily vlogs. And thank you very much for watching.
Yeah.
Now you can start. No, I'm not interrupting you.